Nobody talks about the experience that we have, especially when you come from a broken home. Everything for you is about finding security, is about finding a safe space. You'll often find yourself being obsessed with like having your own home, having your own space. Like you like the idea of you existing together with people, the idea of you like living with people just kind of like crushes you. Okay, nobody talks about how growing up in a broken home changes who you are. It limits your aspiration. You can only dream to a particular level, and I'm not saying this to like make excuses for what you can be or uh what you are allowed to dream when you come from a broken home. I'm just saying, I was just sitting here and I was thinking about myself and thinking about uh what are usually my imagination, what I normally think about when I'm alone. And honestly, the thing that I think about the most when I'm alone, definitely right now living in an apartment, of course I'm already on my own, but I often find myself thinking about how living in an apartment is not like quote unquote assured, because you can only be able to exist in an apartment as far as you can be able to afford it. Okay, and then the idea of like uh lacking options and like having to exist together with other people, having to live with, I don't care who it is, maybe it's family or whatever, because when you come from a dysfunctional family or a broken home, that crushes you. Like you're not able to see family, or you're not able to see people as safe spaces. You're seeing them as a threat. Okay, they can even have changed, they can even have become different people. Okay, they might not be the same people that they were, but the fact that you went through that, no one talks about how it leaves like a pit in your stomach. And this is just something that I'm realizing, that this is how I feel about this. Like for me, having a home is more important than anything. Okay, the only thing that I've ever dreamt about, I don't dream about owning a car. I dream about traveling, but my first dream that I dream is owning a home. And I just don't know why, but I was just sitting here and I kind of started getting emotional thinking about why is that so important to me? Like, why do I have to have a home? Why why do I feel so strongly about this, But I just thought about it and I'm like, maybe because of the experiences that I have had as a child. um you know I talk about this to people, or I tell people the experience of like when you grow up in a dysfunctional home, or like when you grow up with a lot of uncertainties, when you grow up not feeling peaceful, when you grow up you know when you grow up under those circumstances. I often tell people that that experience never leave you, you live with it forever. It doesn't matter if the people who were your abusers, it doesn't matter even if you were not directly abused. This could have been your parent, this could have been your brother, your sister, whatever, but no one talks about that. This experience stays with you forever. And honestly, personally, I want to be able to like share my experiences when it comes to the same, because I honestly, like right now, I just feel like whenever I talk about this, I feel this heavy feeling, a feeling of like I just wish this is not my story. And what hurts the most is like the people have changed, I have changed, but why can I not get over everything? Okay, why can I not find security in these people, even though some people are family and friends? Okay, why can I not find security in them? Why can I not just sit down and dream instead of always thinking about like having a home? But these are just my late night thoughts, or like things that I'm thinking about when I'm by myself. I don't know if you guys, especially those of you maybe who might have had an experience, you don't have to have gone through it. Maybe somebody that you know who grew up in a dysfunctional family, you grew up maybe around abuse. It doesn't have to be physical. Sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's mental. All those things are a type of abuse. But how do you move on from that? Like, how do you move from the victim mentality? How do you move from always looking over? How do you move from always thinking, oh, something bad is about to happen? How do you move on from that? How do you take charge of your life? How do you keep walking even when it's uncomfortable? How do you keep doing that? You know, that's something that I have been asking myself. I am so sorry because I'm filming looking all like this. Honestly, I was just watching something and that thought came to mind, and I was just thinking, God, I wonder how many people go through that. You know, I don't even know what the title of this video is supposed to be, but all I know is like this is an experience that I'm having or I have had over the years. It's like when you go through abuse and after you grow up, it's like your mind is even choosing what you're going to, what your dreams are going to be. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, it's like your mind is telling you this is what you're going to, this is what's going to be your dream, you know. Yeah, so let me know, how do you get over the being the victim? How do you keep moving, you know? How do you rebuild your life? How do you, okay, I know some of you will say go to therapy and all of that, but that's not the point, because if those things are not happening to you right now, if you've moved on from abuse, if you've found yourself on a new path, if the people have changed, maybe they have not formally apologized, maybe because it's something that we don't do in African traditional society. Most people do not apologize, especially for abuse that have been caused to you as a child. Nobody will apologize to you for abuse that have been caused to you when you are a child. So that one is out of the picture. Like, nobody will ever apologize. But how do you move on and get out of the victim mentality? How do you take charge of your life? How do you not continue destroying your life or like making decisions based off of things that happened to you in the past, you know? Yeah, I know most of you will, you know, I think most people have gone through these experiences because it's human experiences. So let me know what's your experience and how do you get over the victim mentality? How do you take charge of your life after you've grown up in a dysfunctional family or you've been abused as a child?